Welcome to Comet Computer Private Limited e-learning program of network topologies. So in this topic, we are going to discuss about the different types of topology, understanding of topology, and their advantage and disadvantage. What is a topology? So it is a way in which connections are made among all the computers. So how you are going to connect the computers, whether you are going to use a STP cable, UTP cable, or a coaxial cable, and you are going to use a switch hub or any other network interconnecting devices. So based on that only you are going to desire a topology. So the components, connectivity cables, connectors, so these are the key players for designing the topology. And the most common topologies are bus, star, ring, mesh, and hybrid. And in the real time, currently, whatever network you are seeing, that is called a star topology. And it is very rare that we go for mesh or hybrid, but primarily we are using the star topology. But in this topic, we'll discuss about all the topologies for our understanding because those topologies are already used in the industry. And based on the technology advancements, some of the topologies are not used currently, but we are using the major topologies. Okay. Let's move on to other topic. Need for knowledge on network topologies. So as a network administrator, what is the need for knowing about the topology? So without knowing the topology, what you can do? Because you are joining in a organization as a network administrator, so you should know what is the type of network we have, the size of network, the connectors they are using, the routers, switches, how they are establishing the connection between the branches or between the customers. So you need to understand about the network architecture. But prior to that, you should know about the topology, what they are using for building the network. Because once you are clear about the LAN, then you can move on to the MAN or WAN, different types of expanded network. So this knowledge in topology is a very must for all the network administrators who are all entering into, as well as for the desktop administrators, because even for a small lab setup or kind of computer lab for colleges or institutions, universities, so they require a desktop administrator with networking knowledge. With that only they will be able to establish a network. So if you don't know about the topology, you cannot construct the network. You will not be knowing how to communicate between the devices or what cable should be used for what type of network. So you will not have that idea. So better to have good understanding of topology so that you can design your network properly, and the data loss or other losses will be avoided effectively. So first one is a bus topology. This is the basic topology used in computer network. So we were having the workgroup kind of network in the earlier days, and we used to connect minimum 5 to 10 computers as a stretch, and communicating with the people in among the organization. So for that we'll be using a cable called coaxial cable, and that cable is not available now, but in case of cable TV, right, you can find that cable. So it will be a metal cable, and over that you'll have a sleeve, and over that you'll have a insulation provided. So those kind of coaxial cable used for connecting the computers one by one. We'll have a connectors like terminators and the T connectors available, and it will be used to connect the computers. And this is called as a passive topology because no active components are available here. So only cables and connectors are kept in this topology. So this is how the coaxial cable looks like. This is very much equivalent to your coaxial cable. But nowadays, Airtel or other people are providing fiber connection. Through fiber cable, they are providing the DTS connections, right? So you cannot find it. But most of the places, cable TV operators uses this kind of coaxial cables. Next is the terminator and BNC terminator as well as the connection one. So when the cable is getting over, so we cannot keep the cable open, right? After the last system, the terminator should be connected so that the connections are not getting drained out. So T connector is used for connecting or extending to the next machine. From one machine to other machine, we'll be using the T connector. So advantages, disadvantages. The advantages, the bus topology is very simple and it is very limited only. You cannot go for beyond 25 systems or 10 systems also. But anyway, so it is very simple and reliable and easy to establish. Anybody having minimum knowledge can just lay the cable and create a connectivity, provide the IP address in the desktop or laptop, they will be able to connect. And the number of amount of cable required is very less. Okay, it is very straight, right? So straight in the sense connecting one to one, so doesn't require much cable apart from the distance what we maintain. If suppose any one node is failure in the connection, so we can remove that system, but still the system, other systems will get function. It will not say the connection is timed out. So I can just unplug the system from the network. Still, I'll be able to communicate with rest of the systems in the network. That is the advantage of bus topology. Disadvantages, it cannot withstand heavy traffic because it is holding a coaxial cable, so you cannot go beyond 10 Mbps speed, and the distance is also limited. So the traffic collisions or congestions will be there, and the data transfer will be very slow. So if you are not doing the proper termination, then the connectivity establishment will be a difficult one. So that is the reason we are limiting with small numbers and providing a terminator at the end. It is difficult to troubleshoot a bus if suppose other than the physical connection issue, if there is any logical issue like this congestion, or I'm facing slowness in the data transactions, then it is difficult which system is creating a problem or which particular point is creating a problem. Not that much difficult, but comparatively it is saying they are difficult to identify the problems. So we'll have to check system by system. By removing one system, we'll have to find out whether the network is very normal, the communication is normal, and by that random option, I can fix it which machine is creating a problem. Star topology, which is a familiar topology used in all the organizations now, they are using a UTP cable or STP cable and central device called switch or hub. Based on the technology development, we started from hub and now we have moved to switch. So this is also called as a hub and spoke topology, star topology, because a central place a device is kept and other cables are connecting, running to all the endpoints, right? So it's a kind of hub and spoke. So that is how this is called star topology. This type of hub is called as multi-port repeater. So it is helping to receive the signal and kind of boosting or improving the signals. You have active hub and passive hub in the network connecting devices you would have studied. Uh, Using the active hub, you'll have better features, right? So it will be managing, it will be helping to improve the signal. So the data loss because of signal loss can be avoided. And in case of passive hub, nothing is there, right? So simply it is used as a connector, like a T connector. You are having a one box for connecting the systems, right? So no other enhancement is done. Whereas in the active hub, you can see kind of improvement in the data traffic. The data transfer from one system to other system is much better. Advantage: it is easy to modify a new computers to a star network. So it depends on the number of ports available in your switch or hub. You have 8-port hub, you can connect maximum 8 systems or 7-port sound systems and one for uplink. 24 port, 48 port, like that you have switches, so maximum you can do it. And addition of systems is not a big task. Just to connect the cable to the free port in the switch or hub, it will start functioning. Once you provide the IP address in the desktop, it will start functioning. So advantage is there to adding the system very quickly, and there is no additional configuration is required. So when the capacity is exceeded in one hub or switch and I am going to have additional systems, say I have 8-port system and I need another 8 ports, what I can do, I can just use the eighth port of a particular hub or switch as uplink port and connect it to the another hub or switch. So it will be extended. So it is another simple activity to expand the network. Or I can remove the 8 port switch or 8 port hub and I can install a 16 port switch or 24 port switch as a whole. So immediately I can expand my network without any additional configurations. So it provides centralized monitoring whether systems are working or not, whether it is able to communicate or not. I'll have LEDs available, green color, amber color, so I can find out whether system is hanging or system is functioning properly. Everything I can find out. And a single computer failure. So if out of 24 systems, any one system failed, I'll not have any disruption or interruption into the other system communication. Only thing is I cannot send and receive data from that particular system. Otherwise, all rest of the 23 systems will be functioning as usual. So there is no stopgap for particular system. Disadvantage if the central hub fails. So there is only one connectivity device, right? If that hub fails, there is no power or there is a hardware failure of a hub or switch, then the entire thing is collapsed. So we'll have to wait for replacing the hardware or replacing the power supply. It costs more to cable a star network. So cable cost is high compared to coaxial cable, and you need to have a separate RJ45 connector, and you need to have a crimping tools. So everything should be there to arrange the setup. So little bit costlier. Require dedicated hub or switch, require dedicated devices, that adds a cost to the topology. Compared to bus, there is no devices required, whereas here we need to have a dedicated device. So in case of bus topology, it covers only 10 meters. Here it covers maximum of 100 meters. So it it cannot be a disadvantage, but comparing to the other fiber or other things, right? It covers long distance, and this is covering only 100 meters. So in that case, it becomes a disadvantage. If I compare with the bus topology, this topology is advantage, right? So I can use it 100 meters. So types of cable: STP, shielded twisted pair, unshielded twisted pair, UTP. So the difference here is you will have some protective cover for the cables. Suppose I'm going to use this cable over the factory. In that case, no. To avoid from the physical damage, we use the aluminum foil as a protective cover. In case of UTP, nothing is there, so we are going to take it via a secured path, right? So there won't be any kind of damage happening to that particular cable. So we can keep it inside a PVC pipe, and through that we can run the cable also. And obviously STP is costly compared to UTP. And you have RJ45 connector. The next one is a crimping tool, and this is used for crimping the cables in the network. So uh, in the market, you have a standard size of cables available: 3 meters, 5 meters, 25 meters, 10 meters, 7 meters. So standard lengths available. So for your organization, you can get the cables available. During the troubleshooting session, some ports are not working properly, and you need to remove the cable endpoint. So cut the cable, use this jack, RJ45 jack, insert it to the cable, and you'll be able to connect it to the computers. So crimping is a separate technique. There is options available, like we'll have to use a proper color coding of the cable and use the crimping tool to punch properly, and use it for the connectors. So in the hub, this is how it is connected. Multiple systems are getting connected. Here it is also showing the fiber optic cables. So ring topology, in case of ring topology, each computer is connected directly to the next computer in line, forming a circle. So one system's endpoint will be the starting point for other systems. So likewise, it is forming a ring. And same kind of bus topology. In case of bus topology, the two endpoints are terminated with the terminator, but here in ring topology we don't have a terminator. Okay, if at all you are going to expand the connection, right, from one system to other system, we'll take the line and extend it to the next system. So that is how we expand the ring topology, but it is same like a bus topology only. But this topology, ring topology, is used for a token ring architecture, and they followed a token pass method for passing the data from one system to other system. We have something called carrier sense multiple access, collision detection, and collision avoidance. So in case of ring topology, the collision is avoided by using a token. We call it as a token passing technology. It means that whoever is holding the token, they will be able to send the information to one system to other systems. Other systems will be in the listening mode, so they cannot send the data to other systems till the completion of the data transmission, through which they were able to control the collisions inside the network, and that was used mainly with the as a proprietary system. So once the computer completes the transmission of data, it will release the token again. Again, the token will be passing around the ring topology. Once the system is free, ready to transmit the data, it will accept the token. Then the transmission goes. So that is the technology used, and that will be very much useful for avoiding the collisions inside the network. So normal Ethernet architecture, it is 802.3, but whereas this is 802.5. So just now we have seen about the token passing mechanism. So it can go up to 256 nodes as a token ring architecture. We can connect maximum systems to 56. In case of star topology, we can have 100 Mbps maximum, right? So it is limited also. More than 100 meters we cannot use it. So here in case of token ring, you can use it for 200 meters. Um, the advantage and disadvantage, all the computers have equal access to the network. Okay, so it will be transferring the data to all the systems. Um, Even with many users, network performances even allows error checking and acknowledgement, because the token is taking place, token passing is taking place. So there will be a controlled way of data transmission. No need of frequent reconfiguring once the cable is connected. So not like hub or switch, you need to have additional configuration. In case of hub, no configuration required, but in case of switch, you need to have some configurations to be enabled. Manageable switch, non-manageable switch, nothing is required. So just plug in, it will work. Disadvantage of ring topology, it is difficult to troubleshoot the ring network. So as it is growing bigger and bigger, it becomes difficult for troubleshooting which system is causing a problem. Whereas at least bus topology, you can remove that system, it will start functioning. But if you remove one system, the entire system collapses and network collapses. Like your star topology, if the central device is getting affected, so if you remove the system, the network is getting disturbed. Cables and connectors used, we used type 1 IBM connector as well as RJ45 connector. Based on the requirement, we used these two types of different connectors. So mesh topology, this is a topology where all the systems will have communication with all the other systems, right? So in this figure, we see 6 systems, right? Each system will have direct connection to the other system. So 6 cables will be separately running. This is the complex topology so far. Okay, so the advantage is connection or disconnection of one cable will not affect the system's communication with other system. That is the advantage, but designing of this particular kind of network is very tough. Suppose I'm adding one system here out of 6, I'm adding another one, seventh system. So each system should have added with another one cable. So it becomes 7 cables for each system. And accordingly, I'll have to add another T connector with them, terminator in the T connector. So it becomes hectic for system administrators to expand the network, and troubleshooting a particular cable becomes a problem. So this is not recommended any time, but still it was used in once upon a time. Advantage, because of dedicated link, no traffic between the computers. It is a point-to-point connection. Anytime it can communicate with other systems. Failure of one node computer not affect rest of the network, as it has 6 or 7 cables simultaneously running. So if one cable goes off, it will not uh, stop the communication. It will do it via other cables. Because of the dedicated link, privacy and security are guaranteed. Point-to-point links make fault identification and fault isolation easy. So it is a dedicated link, so we can find out which particular system is having problem. Then from that we can take the cable and connect it. Due to the amount of cabling and number of input output errors ports, it is expensive. So number of connectors is increased, number of cables is increased. In case of switch or hub, we will be using single cable only from the hub to switch, whereas now it is 6 cables or 7 cables. As the number grows, suppose I have 25 systems in my network, what happens, each system will run 25 cables for that long. So from first floor to second floor I'm going to have systems, so that much length I have to run a long cable, so it becomes costlier. Large space is required to keep the cables, yes. So include difficult reconnection and fault isolation. So any one cable you want to isolate it, it is difficult. So because it is a mesh, it looks like you cannot remove that cable alone, right? Instead you will remove that connector and use a new cable to lay the connection to that particular system, and obviously difficult to troubleshoot. So a later point in time we got a hybrid topology. It means the combination of one or two topologies, we call it as a hybrid topology. So we have hybrid star or between star and bus. So there will be a converter or connector available. What we will do in the hub, will hub or switch will be having a BNC connector. So from the BNC bus topology, we'll remove the terminator from one end and we'll connect it to the switch or hub where you have a BNC connector, right, available. So it means star bus topology, right? Star bus hub. So you can have multiple topologies together and establish based on the requirement. Maybe it is used in the period of introduction of switch and hub to have the lower compatibility with the earlier network devices, network models. The latest devices had a downward compatibility interface and connectors. So now you cannot find any kind of BNC connectors in the hub and switch because these topologies are already vanished. So this is about the network topologies. As I mentioned earlier, the star topology is the maximum utilized topology now in the real-time industries, IT industries. And we use Cat5, Cat6 cables for connecting the computers. We use non-manageable or manageable switch depending on the size and structure of the organizations. And we'll be having desktop administrators whose responsibility to check the cables, lay the cables, and connect the systems and do the troubleshooting. And network administrators mostly do the troubleshooting in the switch and reconfiguring the switch, all those things. So we have come to the end. Thank you very much.